Someone ought to say something. They crossed that ocean in black weather, salt dried white upon their skin. Not for bread and not for shelter, but the weight of what had been. A throne can shake, a king can stumble, empires crack and banners bend. Men may pardon failed dominion sooner than a lie called friend. Failure has a name and measure. Failure has a face and bone, but a power that takes no question builds a prison from the throne. What calls itself beyond objection? What survives by a sacred claim? Ain't no crown, it's gilded silence, dressed in velvet, dressed in flame. Someone ought to say something. Someone ought to name that sound. When the court speaks soft as linen and the floorboards shake underground, no one kneels forever willing to a hand that will not prove. What survives by proclamation needs the silence to prove. So down it came by wood and iron, ink and powder, mud and prayer. Not to build a world of angels, just one where truth could face the air. But every age forgets the reason, polishes the tale with time. To rebels hanging golden portraits, and doubt itself becomes the crime. Someone ought to say something. Someone ought to name that sound. When the court speaks soft as linen and the floorboards shake underground, no one kneels forever willing to a hand that will not prove. What survives by proclamation needs the silence to approve. Somebody ought to say something before the hymn becomes the proof, before the marble learns to tremble from the boots upon the roof. Somebody ought to say something when the record disappears, when the guilty call it process and the wounded call it years. Someone ought to say something. Someone ought to say. Someone ought to name that sound. Someone ought to name that sound. When the court speaks soft as linen and the floorboards shake underground. They crossed an ocean to remove it, not for glory, not for gold, but because a thing unmeasured grows more dangerous when old. And every system built on silence, every law that fears the proof, knows beneath its polished marble there are boots upon the roof. Someone ought to say something. Let the quiet stand accused. If the law won't face the daylight, then the roof will